Hey everyone, it's Kylie at Games Unlimited, and today I'm going to show you The Crew. This is the Kenenerspiel, the Gamers Game-winning Game of the Year for 2020. Phenomenal trick-taking game. We played this at the tail end of last year, and almost to a person here in the store we said, this is going to win the Spiel, and it did. We've played a ton of it. So let me show you how it works. So this is a cooperative trick-taking game. Cooperative's pretty straightforward. You're all working together to beat the game. Trick-taking games, some of you may be familiar. For those who aren't, think of something like euchre, hearts, spades. Games that you play with a standard deck of cards where you have to follow suit. So if someone leads, say I lead with the 3 of, in this case, green, everyone else who's going to have a hand of cards, in turn order, has to play a green card. And whoever ends up playing the high one, the highest green card, wins the trick. So everyone's played one card, whoever's played the highest wins the trick, takes it, that's theirs. They then get to lead the next trick. And you're going to do that until everyone's played all the cards in their hand. Now, in traditional trick-taking games, sometimes it's every person for themselves, like hearts. And in hearts, you're trying not to take tricks. You're trying not to take the hearts. In spades, that's commonly a partnership game. Euchre as well, where it's 4 players. You have the people across from each other are partners. So there's an interesting bit of communication. You're not allowed to talk, of course. You can't say, I have this in my hand. But you're playing cards, trying to communicate to your partner what you have, what you don't have. What makes The Crew unique is its fully cooperative aspect. I actually liken it to playing something like bridge. The complexities of trying to understand card play really tickle your brain in this game. So the way it's going to work is, I just showed you here, you have 4 suits, and they go from 1 to 9 in each suit, plus you have 4 trump cards. These cards, if you can't follow suit, if someone leads green and you can't play green, you can play any other card you want. If it's not green, you won't win the trick, unless you play one of these rockets, these trump cards. Whoever plays the highest one of those will win the trick. So, but it's cooperative. So what you're trying to do is get certain players to take certain cards. So there's a little miniature deck of cards of the whole deck, and you're going to shuffle these up. And so for the first mission, say, you're going to reveal one. All right, it's the 4 of blue. What's going to happen is one of the players is going to be tasked with taking the 4 of blue. So they'll put this in front of them. Now everyone knows that player has to take the 4 of blue. Wherever it is, maybe they have it in their hand, maybe someone else has it in their hand. The whole deck is dealt out. So somebody has that 4 of blue, and without talking to each other, we're trying to play cards, figure out who's got what, how are we going to make sure that that player gets the 4 of blue. There is an interesting tidbit of communication that you can do, though, and this is really the crux of the game. Every player, once during the game, is allowed to give a clue. They can take a card from their hand and play it on the table. So I'm saying, I have this card, I have the 1 of green, and you put a little token on it. You can put it at the top of your card, or from your perspective, the bottom, and say, that's the highest green card I have. You can put it at the bottom to say it's the lowest green card I have, or you can put it in the middle to say that's the only green card I have. So when you give that piece of information, it has to be true, and you're going to learn to use that information to tell people something. So for example, this player who wants to take the 4 of blue, maybe the person who has the 4 of blue wants to put that out there so everyone knows where it is. But maybe they can't because it's not their only blue, it's not their highest, and it's not their lowest. So there's a lot of finagling that you need to do to get the information you need to get out there and make sure the right people get the right cards. Now this was just an example of the first mission, where one person has to take 1 card. Eventually you start getting missions where there are a couple of cards. Ooh, they're both blue. So we've got the 9 and the 1. And players are going to take turns picking which card they want to have to take. You're going to get more complicated things. There's going to be missions that say, you know what, somebody has to win a trick with a 1, which is the lowest card of each suit. There are actually 50 missions in this logbook. So me and my group, we've gone through, I think we're on mission 30. They get more and more complex as you go on. You start having things where, in addition to taking specific cards, you have to take them in a certain order. You've got to take the 6 of blue first, then the 1 of blue, then the 9 of blue. So there's tons of depth and replayability in this game. I personally have played it over 100 times at this point. I cannot recommend it more highly. It's only $14.99. If you have any interest in games like euchre or hearts or spades, definitely pick up The Crew. It's a Game of the Year winning game. We've got plenty in stock. You'll see a link below. You can go straight to our web store and pick one up. I'm Kylie at Games Unlimited, and as always, go play some games.